Another API that OpenAI gives us is access to its moderation layer. So it's probably the simplest thing in the world. You give it text and it tells you if it's offensive or not. But not only that, it tells you how it's offensive and how confident it is that it might be offensive. So ultimately, it's designed to tell you if it violates OpenAI's usage policies specifically, and if so, how. So it's built to detect hate speech, violence, text about self-harm, and text about sexual content. And it's up to you what to do with that information. So you can enforce your own policies based on what it comes back with. It will return the specific categories that it violated, if any, along with scores associated with each category. So you can see just how confident it was or not that something was offensive in some way. So let's dive into an example and see it in action. All right, quick look at the code for the API for moderation here. Couldn't be any simpler. We just make our client and call client.moderations.create along with the text that we want to moderate. And it will come back with a list of all the ways in which that text might be offensive. And I kind of struggled to come up with something that wasn't terribly offensive, but yet would trigger moderation. Kill them all is what I came up with. And not a great thing to say, but hey, I mean, you might hear that in a movie or something. So we're still rated PG here at least. Let's kick it off and see what comes back. Let's go ahead and run it. Python moderation.py and see what we get back for our response. All right, so based on that input, it came back and said, well, this might be harassment. If I was directing that at a certain group of people, then absolutely. It's also hate and threatening, absolutely. It's also violence, absolutely. So it definitely got that right. Furthermore, not only does it have these categories labeled as true or false, it also gives me the actual scores associated with them. So we can see that for hate, we got a score of 0.53, for harassment 0.6. Violence was surprisingly low. What's up with that? Oh, no, that's violence graphic. So it's not graphic violence. But for violence in general, it is incredibly high, right? So 0.998. So it's very, 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 very confident that the phrase kill them all is violent. And well, yes, it is. So you can use OpenAI as a platform for automatically moderating user-generated content. So if you have a message board somewhere or a forum or something, and you want to automatically hide things that might be offensive, this is one way to do it. And furthermore, it gives you the information you need to determine for yourself what is offensive and what my thresholds are for being offended. So very useful tool if you need to incorporate moderation into an application.